Oh, hi. Good morning, everybody. It's Tim here. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to have to do a driving video this morning because I'm pretty busy. I don't really have time to get into my little studio where I'd prefer to be, but I'm just busy right now. So bear with me, if you will. I went out yesterday. It's done turned chilly again. It's not too bad, but it's cold enough to wear a coat and a cap. I went out yesterday for lunch with my son Joe. You may have seen him on the channel before. Strapping lad. He came to visit from Atlanta, where he lives, and he brought his girlfriend Melina, and we went out for some good old southern barbecue. She's just a lovely girl. I'll post their picture at the end of this video so you can see Joe and Melina. Just a cute couple, and I'm proud of both of them. Melina legally immigrated to America from the Dominican Republic, and she's just a really bright and pretty girl, and they make for a nice couple. And we sat down and worked on some barbecue pork ribs yesterday for lunch, and I got trapped. My plan was to go to lunch, come home, and start doing my typical reading and studying and research for another show for today. But I got caught in the mother of all traffic jams on the interstate. It should have taken me about 30 minutes at the most to get to where I was going. I had to go to downtown Birmingham to Dreamland Barbecue. Look it up, it's pretty good. Instead, it took me over 2 hours. I was caught on the interstate in a traffic jam because of a major wreck, and I mean, we were just sitting in traffic. Finally, it was so bad, I've never seen anything quite like this. There were state troopers that were going from door to door to vehicles telling them what was going on. I couldn't believe it. I've never seen that before. They eventually routed us back up an entrance ramp from the interstate to go back through another town. It took forever, but I finally got there, and we had a good time. Okay, what I want to talk about, I got a lot of things I want to talk about, but I want to make this video just on this because I've been dwelling on this since last night. Last night, of course, was the Super Bowl in America in New Orleans. I watched about half of it. I'm not a rabid fan, but you know, it's kind of a spectacle, I suppose, and I decided to watch about half of it before I had to go to bed. And it's like a who's who of entertainment was there and what have you, but Donald Trump was there. This man is on video all the time. He is in the news constantly. I have never seen a president so utterly accessible. I think he pulls the press into him wherever he goes, except for maybe the bathroom. I don't know, but he had the press crammed into his office on Air Force One. I mean, he is not evasive at all. He's hiding nothing. He is out front and open. I got to admire that, I'll tell you. He is, the press has full access to him, and he'll talk to them any time of day, it seems. I don't even know why he has a press secretary, because he does all the talking himself, but she's really sharp as well, Caroline Levitt. Anyway, Trump was flying in his jet over the newly christened Gulf of America, he calls it now, by proclamation. He sat down on his way to New Orleans to the Superdome for the game. He sat down for a pre-game interview with Fox News' Brett Baer, and he asked the president, "Are you really serious about making Canada the 51st state?" And he said, "Yeah, absolutely, I'm serious about it." So I don't know what to make of that. Maybe he is serious, I don't know. But you know, I've talked about how Trump, he's a salesman, and he'll ask high. So I don't really know what he's after, but you know, he likes the leverage, and he likes to have the upper hand. I wouldn't want to play poker with Donald Trump, I'll tell you that. But maybe he is serious. I asked Marina last night, well, how do you go about making them a state, even if we did do that? I think they're still under the crown, are they not? I don't think they're completely sovereign. I'm not sure. I've never looked into this because it's never really been an issue. Whoever thought Canada would potentially be our 51st state? Boy, that's going to be that would make Texas our third biggest state. I don't know if they would like that. But Donald Trump, folks, it seems to me that more and more Americans are loving this man. Now, I know he's got haters. I know he's got detractors. I know he has critics. I get that, and he always will. Every president does. But he is seeking to unify the nation as best as he can. You can only go so far with that, I know. And I don't approve of everything that he's done or is doing or will do. But I don't hate him. I don't loathe him. I don't detest him. I am crazy about some of the things he's already done and is doing with Elon Musk. I think it is wonderful. And it's been making me wonder, you know, he gets in there into office and he gets Elon Musk with this DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, to go and look for waste and fraud and theft and expose all of these government departments and agencies to the light of day to see what's going on. I was thinking this is not only a fantastic thing that he's doing, but should this just not be the regular order of things when a new president comes in, or maybe an annual checkup? I mean, don't most corporations take inventory regularly and balance their ledger sheets? And in our personal lives, don't we all have to kind of live within a budget and check to see if in our own personal budget if there's any waste, or, you know, where we could cut back in spending? And that's just kind of normal behavior, is it not? But like, this is, I don't know when it's ever happened in the federal government. We stand at $35 trillion in debt, so obviously it hasn't happened lately. So I think this is a really good thing, and I think it should be the normal order of business going forward. Do you not? I mean, is it just not a no-brainer that we would be looking in all of our federal agencies and departments for waste and fraud, showing a little respect toward the taxpayers who have to foot the bill for everything? Trump is doubling down on this along with Musk, and is also doubling down on the elimination of entire departments. He talked about that again over the weekend. You know, he named Linda McMahon his Secretary of Education, and he has told her, I heard the quote, to work herself out of a job because he wants that department eliminated, and it should be. He's called for the elimination of FEMA, and it should be eliminated. Both creations, by the way, of Jimmy Carter of Georgia. But people in America, it seems to me, by and large, I think the majority, and I think the election would bear this out, I think by and large the American people are like Donald Trump, and they like him a lot. And I'm going to tell you why that is. The haters are so often simply irrational. There's no reason for them to hate him. It just doesn't make any sense. Donald Trump has taken a stand against the waste and fraud and abuse. He has taken a stand against wokeism and about the far left's attempts to ram this new morality or immorality down the throats of every American, such as forcing women to compete in professional sports with men. Is it not crazy how the Democratic Party completely betrayed the women's movement? If you stop and think about it, they completely betrayed the women's movement. Where is Gloria Steinem? Basically, you've got these men, such as those who want to compete with women in professional sports, and the politicians like Joe Biden who backed them and made and rubber stamped such behavior. And the women athletes just had to stand there and take it. It's like, where is now? Where's the women's movement? Where are the feminists? Are you going to let men do this to you? It's crazy. And the Democratic Party they were a party to it. It's unbelievable when you stop and think about it. And Donald Trump said no more. Men are not going to compete in women's sports, nor should they. And he is doing the responsible thing in terms of our fiscal management, finally trying to get a hold on this. I'm still iffy on his foreign policy. I'm not crazy that he's playing footsie with Netanyahu, but you know, I'm not going to get everything. None of us are going to get everything we want. He was saying to the media in Air Force One that he's talking to Putin. That is wonderful news. We've gone the previous 4 years without Putin and Biden communicating with each other at all. I think we're just seeing the crack in the dam. I think that the waste and fraud and abuse, we've only seen the beginning of it, folks. I think we are seeing the tip of the iceberg. I think when it's all said and done, I think it is going to blow our minds how corrupt and bad it really is. And there is going to have to be some high-profile people in some orange jumpsuits doing the perp walk. It's got to happen. These mutts have got to pay the price for defrauding the American people. I'm talking about high-profile people. We need to see somebody made an example out of so that we can basically say, if you do this again, it's going to happen to you. I mean, high-profile people, folks. Maybe even former presidents or spouses of same. This needs to happen. The American people need justice to happen. So I think that we're seeing the tip of the iceberg, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this in the days and weeks ahead. Now, I want to talk about why the people who do love Donald Trump love him so much, because it's not complicated. I've been in sales all my life, basically. I've sold everything. I've been selling cake for 10 years now. And it's not like a high-pressure used car situation or anything. I grant you that, although I do have to deal with managers and sell them in different products and displays and what have you. But I learned long ago in sales, and any person that's in any kind of sales, and when you think about it, everybody's in sales. If you've got a job, you're in sales because you're associated to whatever degree with some product that somebody has to sell. That's what creates a job. So everybody, even if they're working in a factory driving a forklift, they're kind of in sales because they're part of that sales operation. But one of the fundamental things that you learn in sales is that your customers, they may be impressed with how much you know, but what really moves your customer is whether or not they perceive that you care. If you can show a potential customer that you care about them and their needs, and you've got something that will help them in their life, if they suspect you care, you're going to be successful in sales. It's as simple as that. It's not just that I want to sell you aluminum siding. It's that I care about you, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. I care about you. I care about your neighborhood. I care about your kids. I want to sit there and listen to you tell me about your kids and your grandkids and what you enjoy doing in life, and how are you feeling, how you dealing with this arthritis or whatever. They need to know that I care. That is fundamental to sales. I'm telling you, if potential customers know that you care about them, they're going to respond to you, and you're going to be a lot more successful than you would be if they if they believe, if they get the indication that all you want is their money, you're going to be far less successful, because they're going to reach for the wallet a lot quicker if they view you as a friend and someone who is has empathy with them or sympathy for them. And that is the key to Donald Trump. I do not doubt for one moment that Trump loves his country. I believe that. I don't doubt that Trump loves his country and would not intentionally harm his nation or the people therein. And that goes a long way with voters, folks. People have picked up on the fact that Trump not only loves his country, but he loves the American people. I believe that. I believe that the American people, by and large, are getting the sense that Trump cares about them and wants what's best for them and their children and their grandchildren. And because he cares about them, he is trying to rein in this out-of-control bureaucracy, get rid of the very people in the bureaucratic class that we can't get rid of, who are doing nothing but making our lives worse. Donald Trump bills himself as America first. That's the American people first, and generally I believe that's how he governs. Donald Trump, I believe, cares about the American people. They sense that he cares about them, and that's why they voted for him. You just get this sense. And you've heard the stories about things that aren't in the news. They're behind the scenes, how Trump does things for people that don't make the headlines. How he'll help people who are suffering, oftentimes with his own personal resources, his money and what have you, that people don't know about. Someone's child died and he foots the bill for the funeral and things of that nature. I've heard it over and over again, and you probably have too. Do you think Kamala Harris or Joe Biden would have ever done anything like that? I really doubt it. Trump has empathy for people. He cares about people. I believe that, and I believe that's what moves people, and that has a large role in him winning this landslide election. I think Donald Trump is a people person. I think he loves people. And I'll tell you, you don't get to be uber wealthy like him if you don't enjoy being with people, because people are your customers. And Donald Trump has done very well for himself by sensing the needs of potential customers and meeting them. In negotiating and deal making, he's dealing with this man over here because he wants perhaps a piece of property, and he deals with him by saying, what is it that you need I can give you? You want to trade for something, or you want cash, or what do you need? He is a master negotiator, and he's a master deal maker, and he's gotten to be so successful, I believe, because he knows how to show empathy. And he knows how to show people that he cares. And it's not fake, in my opinion. It's not fraudulent, in my opinion. I really believe he cares about people. And I believe that's why so many people respond to him, because they believe we've got a man in the White House who's watching our back and who cares about us. That's how I feel about it. I got to get back to work. Give me your comments down below, as well as a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. I would greatly appreciate that. Here's that picture of Joe and Melina. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. I got to go to the doctor tomorrow, but not the people doctor. I got to take Miss Kiki for her annual checkup. I'll let you know how that goes. That always goes great, trying to get her into a crate. She loves that. Talk to you soon.